How's it going, everyone? I'm KingBlackToof and welcome back to episode 2 of this free-to-play beginner series. So in this particular episode, we're going to keep things quite simple. We're going to look at the starter decks, and I'm going to highlight some of the cards within there which I think are very notable, that if played correctly can really help you win games. So there's a couple of cards in there which I want to just cover. So first of all, I want to rank the starting deck. So if you just want to start playing, I think I can rank the starting decks for you. And I would rank it in this particular order. I would rank it as monsters first, Scoia'tael, a very close Scoia'tael. So monsters and Scoia'tael kind of at the top. Skellige very closely behind, still pretty strong. Northern Realms and Nilfgaard, they're kind of tailing back. So monsters, Scoia'tael at the top, Skellige kind of a middle, very close behind third, and Northern Realms, Nilfgaard tailing quite far behind, I think. And it really all comes down to the starting cards you have and the synergies. The last Northern Realms and Nilfgaard, they don't really have the synergies enabled because you haven't got the right cards for that, I feel. Okay, so if you just want to get started, go with monsters or Scoia'tael or Skellige, and have a bit of fun with those. I would like to just note that I think the Northern Realms starting deck might counter the monster starting deck, because the monsters use weather, which does damage over time, and the Northern Realm have something called armor, which absorbs some damage, and which means that they can sit in weather and absorb some of it without actually taking damage to their strength, because of their armor that's there. They can't do it forever, but they can do it for short amounts, and so I think it would be harder for a monster player to fight against Northern Realms. So the first deck I want to go over today is the Scoia'tael deck. So this is the Scoia'tael starting deck, and well, some of it I'm covering up some of it, but I really just want to highlight some cards which I think are quite notable. So let's talk about the leader card first, Bruvahug. You can play a silver unit or bronze dwarf from your deck, and you do get to choose. It's a very powerful card. It allows you to choose what you need when you need it, and that's quite good, and it's worth a lot of strength. So you use this when you really want to catch up to the opponent's strength, if you feel like you're lagging behind quite a bit. If there's no real need to use it, you will save it for quite late, because it can be quite a powerful card when played. So the next card is Xavier Moran. This is a 10 strength gold, and you boost this unit by the starting power of the last different dwarf you played when you play him. So this is a card which can easily get to 18, 20 strength, which is reasonably good. It's a very good strength, that. So I'll probably be holding this back until one of the last cards I play at the end of the game. Probably keep it in my hand for quite a long time. Also bear in mind that I'm going to have to orchestrate the last dwarf I played to make sure it's one of the high strength ones, not one of the low strength ones. Card Dennis Kramer strengthens all your dwarfs by 1 wherever they are. This guy will, if I have him, go down pretty much as my first card. Absolutely, unless I really need to get rid of something from the opponent's side of the board, like need to destroy it, he will be the first card I play if I can play him. Bear in mind, you can always use Bruvahug to play this guy if you really feel that is necessary. Very early on in the game, the earlier you play him, the better it will be, because it will strengthen all your dwarves, so all your subsequent plays will be slightly stronger. And likewise, Yarpen, this 7 strength silver, whenever a dwarf ally appears, he boosts himself by 1, so he gets stronger the more dwarfs you play. And he also has Resilient. This is a token, which means this unit stays on the board at the end of the round. So if he's 7 strength here, at the end of the round, when everything goes to the graveyard, he'll stay on the board for round 2, which is great. Now, he's definitely something which is worth removing if your opponent plays him. So if you fight a Scoia'tael, make sure you try and kill him. Stops him getting any more value, and it stops the carryover as well. So he's very likely to be removed, but again, you want to play him very early so that you get the buffs from when you play some more dwarves afterwards. Now, this is universal for both Skellige and all the other starting decks, but I will cover it briefly. Dudu, I will be keeping this card in my hand for the entire game. Probably until the final round, last card. It's a 1 strength silver, and you copy the power of an enemy. So really, I want to see what the highest power my opponent can get before I play this card. And also, I probably don't want to attack that highest unit. Attack everything else around it, but leave that higher strength unit quite high so that I can get maximum value with Dudu here. And Dudu is another reason why I'll keep my big power plays until late in the game, like Xavier Moran that you saw. If my opponent has a Dudu, which I know he does because he's playing a starter deck, then he can copy my highest strength too. So You want to kind of share your buffs around and don't play your big play so late. Try and make him play this first before you play your biggest play. And finally, we've got Commander's Horn. This is a special card which allows you to boost 5 adjacent units by 4. That's 20 value, which is a nice big play as well. So if I have access to this card in my hand, if I have it in my hand, you'll see me just casually playing cards, but specifically lining up 5 units in a row in case I do want to play this card. I may not, but having the option there, having 5 units in a row is always good. Now, it's very easy to see 5 units coming up in a row because it's very unusual to do that. Most people spread their units around the 3 rows. Yeah, I'll just be playing units, but trying to make sure that I play 5 on a particular row so that I've got options to play this if I need to. So that's the Scoia'tael starting deck with a couple of the key cards. I'm going to play a game now where hopefully you start to see some of these particular methods put into practice. Okay, so we're going to be looking at when I choose to pass, what cards I'm playing and what cards I'm not playing. Okay? Because there are reasons why you'd want to play certain cards at certain times and not in certain times. We're playing against Schafer, so he's going to have a lot of high strength units, possibly resurrecting them later. So first of all, these 2 cards are not good together. If I play one of them, I play all of them from the deck. So, you know, we want to put them all in the deck so when we play one, we get the rest for free. He's a great card to have. So we'll be placing him first, most likely. I don't mind any of these cards now, but I really would like another silver maybe. I don't think my opponent's going to have any weather. I think we could probably get rid of that. Voodoo is good. I'm going to get rid of this guy. And we'll cover why I'm not scared about getting another one of these in another time. It's called blacklisting. Okay, fine. So it means that if I redrew one of those already, I can't get it late. In short, anyway. So it's my opponent's turn. Let's see. Starting with a strong unit that hurts itself a little bit. We're going to start with this. It could very well get removed. I think for that reason, we're going to play that. This guy has resilience, so he'll stay on the board. And the reason I'm playing that now is to bait my opponent into killing it. If he doesn't kill it, we're fine. But this guy is stronger, so...
What is it?
There you go. He's done some damage to it. Let's place this guy down on the board.
Whoa,
so this sort of symbol means that at the end of this round, he'll stay on the board. That was a very good pass from him. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9. Right, okay. So he did a very good pass. I'm going to have to use a card to win. Now, it's okay to use cards after the opponent's passed, but just be careful not to use too many. 1 is fine, and we've got this resilience too, which is really nice. I'm going to boost this guy back up. Okay. So, I won that round. I'm 1 card down, but I have got this extra strength that's staying on the board, which is really nice. Okay, they lose the resilience now, so I won't get to keep them for the 3rd round. But in this 2nd round, I have some strength here, which is really nice. Now, my mulligan is pretty obvious here. You can see what it is. The fact I've got 2 of these guys, and they get pulled automatically when I play 1, so don't want that. Okay, 11 strength. I need to decide whether he can beat 11 strength in 1 card. Now, I could pass and go straight to round 3. He'd have to play a card now, or maybe 2. And then I'd have card advantage ready for round 3, which means I'd have 10 and he would have 9. But I'll get a draw, so I'll have 11 and he'll have 10. I'm going to pass. He has to beat 11 strength in 1 card. It's definitely doable. But he has to play something a little bit stronger. He has to play something like a silver, I would say. Which are generally considered stronger cards. And golds are even stronger. So I don't think he'll be able to do it in a bronze card. Not unless it's a medic. And he can pull that out. That'll be 11. Just the 1. the special card he's playing. 17. So, what he did there was Royal Decree to play a gold from his deck, give it +2, played that. So, very happy with that. What is he doing here? Right, so I think this is just because he's a beginner and doesn't quite understand. These were resilient cards, but they've lost the symbol now, so they're not going to be kept. So that was a really bad card to play. He had no reason to do that. He had already won. He's just wasted cards. And like I said in the previous episode, come from Hearthstone, you might be looking at, you know, mana and stuff like that. For this game, it's really just how many cards you've got in your hand is really important. It's also like if your cards are really weak, then it's not that good. You need to be able to get the strength. But I've got 11 cards and he's only got 10. That's a very strong card there, actually. So he played 16 strength gold here. Spawn Lord of Umvik on the opposite row, which is this guy. And when he dies, he has the Death Wish, which is like Death Rattle from Hearthstone. He boosts Hjalmar by 10, which is this guy. So he'll be 26 if he dies. So I've got to try and keep him alive. Luckily, I do have something which can buff him. I don't know if it will keep him alive, though. We'll see. Bust him to 8. So he's got to do 8 damage to it now. There's 5 damage. I can't necessarily buff it again. I've got one chance to do it, actually, have I? Oh, I do. It's not a very good way of doing it, though. I have Commander's Horn in my deck, which I can pull out with this. Oh, no, I can't. That's a silver unit, sorry. Just trying to think what cards I have. Let's play this first light, which clears weather, or pulls you a bronze card. I'm going to pull a random bronze. Ah, okay. I was hoping it's another one of him so I could buff, but it wasn't, so...
Elven Blarney.
There you go. You can probably do 3 damage to it now. So, that is dead. He's going to gain 10 strength. That's a pretty powerful card. Granted, pretty powerful card. That's very good. Deal 6 damage. If it was destroyed, strengthen the highest unit in your graveyard, so... 18. Alright, he can't get that out again, which is lucky. He could resurrect bronzes, but he can't resurrect golds. Right, let's play Dennis Kramer. We should have played him a lot earlier, but the situation dictated that we didn't. So... strengthen all my dwarves. So they get strengthened in hand and on the board. So generally speaking, I'm saving him till the very end because he's going to be a lot of strength. He copies an enemy's power and he's got 23 there, which is really nice. Actually could have considered that a bad plate to hit it. I should have hit something else. That would have been stronger. We're saving him close to the end. He boosts by the starting power of the last dwarf you played, so we need to get rid of these guys first.
We'll put Mahakam boots to Imperial arses.
Because he's going to be, you know, boosting by 4 at the minute, which is not good. Want to play that guy, really.
No!
Very good. So again, they just summoned all the copies. We can do 13 damage to that, but we'll want to copy it, so there's no point. We'll just play this guy down first. And just 3 damage, and if the enemy was not destroyed, strengthen. So it's better to not kill something. So we'll hit this girl. There you go. As you can see, I'm keeping these kind of golds. They're generally quite powerful. Some golds you want to play early. But these ones I like to kind of keep on the board. Oh boy. Okay, so that's scary, but consider that I'm copying that, so it's not too bad. I'm going to play this 10 and just hit something. It doesn't matter what I hit, as long as I don't hit him. And I also really don't want to hit him. The reason for that is I can do 13 value in damage with that card there. So at the minute I'm losing value. I'm going to lose 3 because I don't want to hit Hjalmar. Although I could do and then hit Hjalmar.
So,
oh wait, there you go, great.
No one else dares face me.
So his lead card, strengthen the highest loyal unit in your deck by 2 and play it, which was that. I'm not losing value on that anymore. Great. I'm going to use Geralt now. Main reason being is I don't have to worry. It's just 15 strength. Not the highest strength unit on the board, but
let's get this over with.
It's just a simple card. You play it when you want to. Don't play it till you need to, really. But it doesn't have any synergies. You're not waiting for anything. For this, I'm waiting to make sure that's the highest strength it can get. As you saw, it's now 40. So Dudu is very important here. That's a very good tactic, in fact. I'm very impressed by that. So let's do... I'm going to do my leader card. Play a silver unit or bronze dwarf.
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
Right, so that is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that is 13 as well. But that's got a higher base strength, which actually works well with this card here. Boost this unit by the starting power of the last different dwarf you played. So that's going to be 9 starting because I've strengthened it during the game. Starting means your collections.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
We agreed if we will. But fire and iron.
Right, let's just do 13 damage to... Now, there is a card called an Armor Smith, which can heal this strength. I'm not going to kill it, which is a bad thing. I don't think I'll have the Armor Smith yet, so I'm just going to do that. Later on, when people get more cards, an Armor Smith is something I do have to worry about, and that will be considered a bad play later on. Okay, well played.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Coming! Coming!
There you go. That's my 3rd round. Now, what's really important there is that, as you saw, I had an extra card that I could play. So, card advantage is, again, very important. And he made that critical mistake in one of the earlier rounds to play a card where he just didn't need to.